Hi everyone, and welcome to my update for my A to Z project pad. This is a project that was started by the Fantastic Ladies, and I think this is about the 4th year that I've been doing it. The preference of this one is fairly simple. Take a letter of the alphabet and assign a product, and work through them for a year. It's been a little while since I've done an update, so I've probably got closer to 6 weeks usage on these since the last update. Ideally I'd like to do it once a month, but 6 weeks is probably not too far off. And that way hopefully there'll actually be a little bit more measurable difference. I have finished or met my goal on a number of products already, which is pretty cool. I gave myself some nice, easy, achievable ones as well as some trickier ones, just to keep myself motivated and to give me something to update. I'm filming this on a tablet and it's kind of distracting because the picture that I see is over here, but the camera is actually up on the side over here. So if I keep looking a bit away, yeah, that's because I'm looking at the picture rather than the camera. Alright. For A, I had this Avon Smooth Mineral Pencil in the colour Amethyst. At the start of the project, it was about 7.1 centimetres of the whole length, 4.8 to here, which is around about where I'm expecting the product to end. Since I did that, I've actually got the same in Pebble, and I've basically got to about here and it's run out. So it's actually probably less in here than I originally thought there was, which is kind of cool. Means I'm that little bit closer. But yeah, some of the measurements I've taken are to this point here. At the moment, I'm at 4.4 and 6.7. So I've used up about 0.4 centimetres since the beginning. Weight-wise, this is 4 grams, but I don't see any big change happening in the weight. I could probably finish the whole thing up and there probably won't be much change in the weight of it. Particularly since I can't find my more accurate scales, and the ones that I've got only do 2 gram increments. That being said, this one looks like it could just about be due for a sharpen again, which will mean that the next time I do an update there'll probably be quite a big change, which will be nice. For B, I've got this Blushette from MAC in the colour Barbara Ann. When I started the project it was 16 grams and 0.8 centimetres. At the moment it's 0.5 centimetres, and that includes the plastic base. It's rolled all the way up. Yeah, so most of that measurement, probably about 0.4 centimetres, is the plastic base. And there's just a bit peeking over the top. I'm hoping this one will be done the next time I do an update, as in it will be under the plastic. Once it gets to that point I probably will keep using it. I'll possibly scrape it out into another container, but for this project, for the sakes of this project, I'll consider it done. Yeah, there's really not much left, and I'll be very happy, it's actually probably better, to have this one out of my collection reasonably soon by the looks of things. Maybe another month, something like that. So that will be awesome. Okay, for C, it's the Be Cool body spray from Avon. I'm probably more than halfway through on this one. It seems to be settling, if I hold it straight, under that line there. That was really where I really wanted to get to. It'll be nice if I can get this done by the end of the year. This tends to be the one I use during the warmer weather. So that being said, even if I was to put this away for a few months in the middle of the year, I think it's something that I can get pretty close to finishing. The last time I weighed it, it was 73 grams. Measurement was about 6.1 centimetres. I reckon I've probably taken about another 0.1 of a centimetre off of it since then. Started off the project at 104 and 9.5. So I've put a reasonable dent in this, about 30 grams. It's 100 mil, yep. So I've used a third of it, in the last month, probably 2 months. That was where I was up to in October. So that's probably 3.5 months. So I've probably got maybe 4 months left of this one. As I said, if I use this for another couple of weeks to a month, possibly even a bit longer until it starts getting cooler, and then put this back in at the end of the year, can't see any reason why it shouldn't be very, very close to being used up. For D, I've got this lip liner from Australis in the colour Dark Raisin. Started off the year at 11 centimetres and 8.1, so longer measurement to the end, shorter measurement to that point there. It is currently at 10.7 and 7.7. So I've also used about 0.3 centimetres on this one, which surprises me a bit. I would have thought I would have used the other one more. My goal on this one is to get it to 3.5 and 6.4, which is probably a little bit ambitious. That being said, it's going to depend a bit on what colours I'm leaning towards and what other liners I'm using. Though I think for a good portion of the rest of the year, this will probably be the one that I reach for most often now. So I've got a couple of lipsticks I'd like to get some good usage on, and I tend to use that with these with that. For E, I've got this Elizabeth Arden 8-hour lip protectant lip balm thing. My goal on this one was to hit pan, and I've managed to do that. So this currently is at 24 grams, started off at 26 grams. Hit pan, still a fair bit of product in it. These are 13 mil. Pardon me. So I'm thinking maybe about a quarter to a fifth of the way done on this as far as using it up, but rolling this one out as I have reached my goal on that one, calling that one done for this project. For F, I've got the Fix Plus from MAC in the Magic Radiance version. This is currently 84 grams. Started off the project at 116, about 3.6 centimetres up from the bottom, started off at 6.5. So I've used a good chunk of this. Tend to use this one under makeup and normal Fix Plus as a sort of finishing spray. Regular, fairly good usage on this. Can't see any reason why it shouldn't be done by the end of the year. Okay, for G, I had this Garnier Micellar Water. Started off at 60 grams. Currently in the packaging, the last time I measured it was a while ago, it was 16 grams. I've finished this. There's as much as I can. There is a tiny bit hanging around the bottom. Previously I've been able to manage to pull these bloody tops off and get a tiny bit more of this out. Even then, this package annoys the shit out of me that there is that much left currently after tipping it upside down and bloody wobbling it and the whole lot. Tried to pull the top off. They don't come off easily. It really basically you have to pull the things off. You could possibly cut it. It's a pain in the butt. I'm planning to try and get the last bit of it out somehow, but as far as this project is considered, this is done. So that's another one done. So that's 2 already so far. Okay, F. Footworks. Francis, no sorry, H. Footwork's Healthy Sole, H for Healthy Sole Cushion Support Cushion Cream, Sole Support Cushion Cream. This one started off at 72 grams, about 8.5 centimetres from the bottom, I think it was that line. Currently we're at 62 grams and 7.5 centimetres. So I'm down to about here on this one. This isn't the main one I'm using. I've got another one I really want to get used up, but once that one's gone, and I tend to reach for this in this warmer weather, even though it hasn't been really grossly hot. I've sort of been tending towards the other one still, but I have used this a few times and will continue to use this one. Yeah. What have I used up? I've used up about 10 grams. Can't see any reason why I shouldn't be able to get it used up by the end of the year, particularly if I start concentrating on this one rather than the other one that I'm using, which is almost gone. For eye, I've got this illuminator from NYX in the colour Narcissistic. This one started off at 48 grams. I'm measuring it at 47. It's a bit hard to tell, but there is quite a nice little dip happening there. My goal on this one is just to hit pan. I've been using this most days. I can't see there being an issue, even if it is a bit hard to tell exactly how deep that pan is. I've got a bronzer that's coming up in the same packaging, which is quite a different sort of consistency. But yeah, I still think that looking at that and looking at this, I should be able to hit pan, though probably not in the next couple of months. Yeah, but I think it should be fine by the end of the year. I should have pan on this one, I think. Alright, J is the Just Unforgettable Sheer Passion Body Spray that I didn't bother to try and find. It wasn't easily found. I don't think I've used it at all. If I have, it will be once or twice, so I didn't bother to go searching for it. K is this Dew Kiss Lip Balm from Avon. I don't think I've used this one since the last update. I have used it. I haven't bothered to measure it or anything because I really don't think there'll be any change. Yeah, just trying to think what else I'm using at the moment that I'll start using this when that one's used up on. And nothing is coming to mind at the moment, though it's probably, actually there's another one in this project. Yeah, we'll see. I had this one in a purple in Plum Tart, which I much preferred. I had it in this project last year. It fell out my pocket. I've lost it. I've never seen it again. Yeah, I'll get that one worked in at some stage, I'm sure. Even though I've only used it a few times, it seems to move fairly quickly when I do use it, and there's not an awful lot of product in there anyway. So I'm expecting that if I do start using it, it will go pretty quickly. Fairly soft formula. Not a lot of colour. Not a lot of product. Alright. L. Love Secret Hand Cream. This came from Mimoso a few years ago. It had an expiry date at the end of 2019, which is why I decided I needed to try and get it done. Started off at 49 grams and 11 centimetres, currently 14 grams, which is probably mainly packaging because I have cut this one open and there's really not much in there. When I stick my finger right into the little hole, I do seem to still get product out. I could probably call this one done. If you don't see it in the next update, you know that it's been done. If I remember to put it find it and update it. It'll be done, I'm sure. Yeah, still getting a couple of uses out of it, but there's really not much left. And it'll be nice to have that one out now that it's a year and a bit past its use by date. Alright, M. Soft and Slow Lip Gloss from MAC. Glass from MAC. Currently settling about here. Yes, there is product up there, but it doesn't want to come down. It's starting to get to the point where I'm getting towards where the doe foot applicator is, and I find that it'll start going a little bit quicker when I do get to that point, just because the area between the tube and the applicator is smaller, so therefore it will drop quicker. Can't see any reason why I shouldn't get this done by the end of the year, or not at least get close. Yeah, it's a bit hard, still at 22 grams, which is where it started. I mean, these guys are only, what, 3 mil or something, so any change is going to be quite small and not going to be able to be picked up on the scales I'm using at the moment. It's going to be too subtle for that, but I have been using that a reasonable amount, probably more than the drop-in level shows, actually. Another one that's done is N for New Money from MAC. Yep, that's it wound up. I have been winding it down and taking this bit off to try and get a few more uses out of it, because there's about probably that much product that's not easily accessible as it is at the moment. But yeah, for as far as this project is considered, it's done. Which is one of the reasons I think I'll probably get some more usage on the dark raisin one now that that's done. O is the Afterglow Lip Balm in the colour Orgasm sample, which I haven't touched. I've sort of been waiting till we get out of masks at work to use this one. Looks like it's probably going to be hanging around until towards the end of the year. Yeah, I'd really like to leave this one until it'll actually be used in a place where it can be seen. That's not yet. Alright, P. Pied Pepper Foot Cream from Lush. This one is currently at 34 grams. Once before I tried to do this, I spilt it everywhere. But there's really not much in there. You can see the top of the pot, but not any product yet. So you've got an idea that now that it is at 34 grams, was at 70 last time. So I've used more than half of it, considering the tub probably weighs, I think these are about 12 grams, something like that. I could very easily get another one that's empty and weigh it and compare it. Be interesting to see if this one's around at the next update. Weather hasn't been too hot, so I have still been reaching for this one, even though I've sort of got the other one in as a warmer weather one. It hasn't been too bad, so I've mainly been using this one. Certainly shouldn't be here at the end of the year. Okay, Q. Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturising Gel. It started off at 14 grams, it's now down to about 10 grams. It's not really settling all that well. If you wanted to try and mark a settle line, it would probably be about here. Yeah, I mean, I've used, 4 grams, there's 15 ml in it, but it started at 14 in this project anyway, so yeah, I've used a chunk of it. This one's probably a good one for summer, where it's not huge, I'm not getting hugely dry, not like in winter, because this one is really more for oilier skin than mine. But I'm hoping to use it up and get it out, because I figure that the earlier and sooner I do that, particularly in the hot weather, the better. Because I'm thinking my skin as I get older is only going to get drier. For R, I've got this Nina by Nina Ricci perfume. Currently at 218 grams, started off at 232, so I have used a reasonable bit of a chunk of it. It says 80 mils to start off with. Originally I had a little bit of washi tape marked at where the level was. That's since come off, but the bottom of that was above the top of here, and now when it's sitting straight it's basically just on the top of here. Anyway, I'm pretty much at the widest part, pretty close to, so I think the level should drop reasonably quickly from here on in. Yeah, not quite at half, but I'm not doing too badly on this guy at all. And it depends where I hold it as to how close it looks to that. To be in the middle. Alright, P. S. Sultana Patent Polish from MAC. This is a mini. That's it, currently rolled down and currently rolled up. Started off at 12 grams and about 0.7 centimeters. Currently it's weighing at about 10 grams, but still about 0.7 centimeters. Which is weird because the last time I measured it was 0.8. Alright, whatever. I have got some usage on it. Don't use this a whole lot, but there's not a lot in there, so each couple of usages does make a little bit of a drop in how far away from the top that is. Should be able to get that one out this year, which would be nice. For tea, I've got these True Solutions All Day Moisture Tinted Cream. Started off at 30 grams, it's currently about 15 grams. So I've used more than half of what was there. Sitting, it's hard to tell, it's hard to mark it sitting under here, but then it does stick on the sides. Unless I have it sitting upright and give it a good bang. It's starting to get to that point. I'm not always getting it out first squeeze and I have to sit there and bang it. Not sure if it'll be done by the next update. I'm thinking if it's not, it'll probably be in a different jar or something that I think I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to have to try and crack into this somehow and scrape it out if I want to get the last bits out. I've been feeling that's been coming for a little while, but at this point it's still keeping on. Yeah, be interesting to see how many more months I get out of that one. U is this Ultraceutical sample, which I haven't touched because I want to finish up the tinted moisturiser before I get to this, because this is only 5ml. So when I do get to this, I'm not expecting to take it all that long to use that one up. V is this sample, very useful face cream, which I obviously haven't opened or used. Probably waiting till it gets a little bit cooler. I need something a little bit heavier than the gel that I'm using at the moment. I'm not expecting this to give me more than about half a dozen uses, if that. It'll probably be less than that. I expect to get that one done at some stage. Alright, W is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Sleeping Mask sample. I have used this one twice. It was sort of up to the little thing that sits in the lid. But I'm thinking I'm going to have at least 3, possibly 6 more uses on this one. I I think it's probably still going to be around at the next update. Just going to depend on how much I use it. It's probably going to be nicer during the winter when it's drier. But yeah, I have used it a couple of times. Does it do anything amazing for my skin? I'm not sure. It's for radiance and softening. Yeah, it's quite nice. I don't know. It's fine. For X, I had the Nail Experts Conditioning Nail Enamel Remover. I have finished this one up. Tiny bit hanging around in the bottom I'm probably not going to get to. I've got this massive bottle of another one somewhere. I've been keeping this to refill, but I don't know what I did with that. So at the moment this is just an empty bottle. So that's the third one done for this project already by this update. Alright. Oh. Don't know why this always happens. I really struggle with my breathing and stuff when I do these updates. Okay, for Y, I've got the NYX Matte Bronzer in the colour Light. Was 46 grams, now it's measuring at 45, whatever that means. I had pan on this at the beginning of the year. I didn't quite have that whole ring exposed at the beginning of the year like it is now. My goal is to try and have about a centimetre gap all around the outside of that ring. Slowly getting there. Bit early to tell yet how close I'm going to get to that. I was sort of thinking that there might be another ring in there, but I don't know. And I'm thinking probably not. So yeah, just want to get a centimetre all around the outside of that ring cleared up. I don't use bronzer every day, but when I do, it tends to be this one. I have a Laguna sample that I've been trying to use a couple of times now that it's summer and I'm probably about as dark as I'm going to get. But yeah, this is still the one I tend to use most often. And for Z, Dazzle Glass from MAC in the colour Moth to Flame. That was where it was in October. At the beginning of the year, it was 5.6 centimetres, now it's saying 5.2. So, yeah, it doesn't look like I've used this much after October. It looks like there's been a bit of a drop. It's a bit hard to tell because there's product up the top here that I don't think there was when I started measuring this. This is one of those that I don't use all that often, but every time I use it, or every couple of times I use it, there seems to be a visual drop in it. But I am going to need to use it a fair bit more if I want to get it done by the end of the year. I don't know that that's going to be my goal. I think my goal is probably just going to be to the top of the S. But we'll see how we go with this one. I have used it a couple of times at least, which is nice. Yeah, so it'd be nice to get a couple of these out of my collection. The nice thing about these is for the amount of room they take up, they do move reasonably quickly if you actually use them. Alright guys, that is it for this update for now. 3 things done as far as this project's considered. There's probably a couple more that I've probably reached where I really, what my sort of easy goal was on them, but we'll keep working through and see how far we can get on a couple more of them. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.